Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. I'm your host Rob, and this video we're going to continue the Marvel Phase 1 series rewind review of the Phase 1 of the Marvel movies. This time we're going to do Captain America. Okay guys, welcome back. So for those of you who are new here, and for those of you who are just kind of filtering back into the E.T.N network, Nation network, whatever, back on the old E.T., a couple of people wanted me to review the Marvel movies from back in the day. Well, I shouldn't say back in the day, but starting with Iron Man leading up to Avengers, and now obviously Iron Man 3, Thor The Dark World. I did do a review for that on my old channel. Maybe I'll do a new iteration of it for this channel as part of this theme, but that's actually considered Phase 2. So, but anyway, so this one we're going to do Captain America, because I haven't done Captain America yet. I've already done The Incredible Hulk. I've done Thor, Iron Man 1 and 2. So now it's Captain America, and then we're going to follow up with the Avengers. Now, this movie was very similar to Thor in the effect that it had. I think Thor, and I'm not talking money here. I'm just going by the consensus. The consensus of the movie was that compared to Thor, Thor was a little bit better. A lot of people had a hard time buying into Christopher Evans as Steve Rogers because he had played Human Torch. He always kind of plays a comedic role, even if it's not a superhero movie. So to see him taking on this role, which really does require a serious Captain America is no joke. Okay, I mean, he can be funny, but he's a no business kind of guy. So a lot of people had a hard time accepting Chris Evans into this role. But I will say this, I think he pulled it off fine. I think he did a good job. The CG head on the little body was a bit of an issue, but you know, I thought it was pulled off decently. I actually like this movie very much. I love the old theme. The song, the Captain America song, to me is awesome. I love that song. That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie is that song. And Hugo, the down part to this movie was Hugo Weaving. You could kind of tell he really wasn't into this role. I've seen Hugo Weaving play roles where he just sells it. This movie, he didn't convince me. He really didn't convince me. And it's no surprise because shortly thereafter, he said he wouldn't want to come back and reprise the role. You can just tell he had no fun doing it. And that kind of affected the film to me in a negative way. Because Chris Evans is obviously, you can see him really taking this role seriously, really trying to hit it home, because it's almost like he knew, all right, people are going to question why I'm playing Captain America. But Hugo Weaving was a bit of a disappointment. I thought he could have done better. It's almost like he was trying too hard to hide the fact that he didn't like the role. Why he took it is beyond me. Maybe on the sketch of things and on the script it looked good, but it just didn't play out well on camera, and he saw that and it disappointed him. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. I like Captain America. Call me old school. He's just maybe it's because he's just a good old boy from America who got a shot, and I think that's what makes him appealing, is that he was an underdog, and guys were bigger than him, guys were more athletic, guys were better. Guys were better looking. Guys got more chicks. He was just a guy that, quite frankly, didn't stand a chance. And when he got that one opportunity, he didn't squander it. Because you know what? In this world, a lot of people do that. They'll get an opportunity and they squander it. And then they sit there wondering why the rest of their life sucks. And that's what I took out of it, is don't squander an opportunity. Because no matter what you do, no matter what your craft is, no matter how good you are, what you do, there's always somebody out there better. And that's the kind of thing that should keep you to work harder at what you do and to motivate you. And I think Captain America, to me, this movie kind of displayed that, because Steve Rogers kept working. He never said no. He never quit. He kept going after what he wanted, no matter how hard, no matter how much he got turned away. And finally, he was given an opportunity. And when he was given an opportunity, he went to the next level. You know, you see him in camp. All these guys are bigger than him. All these guys are clearly a better choice for the Super Soldier program than he was. But he displayed attributes and an attitude that the others didn't. You know, putting himself on the line and sacrifice his own life to save others. Showing intelligence. You know, the drill instructor said, "Get me the flag." He didn't say how, and he pulled the flag, pulled down, and he walked over and got the flag. Intelligence. And finally, when he was successful, and he got the super soldier serum, and he didn't take advantage of it for anything bad. He didn't become a villain. He didn't become egotistic. He stayed grounded and continued to fight for his country. And again, maybe that's a deeper way of looking at it than most people, but that's how I took it. And that's why I enjoyed the movie. Generally, I think a lot of people liked the movie. It's just not, it wasn't a huge blockbuster, lights, camera, action, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't any of that. It was an origin story, once again, much like Thor, setting up the character to be seen in the Avengers. Now, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, on the other hand, that shit looks good. I'm going to say that right now. That movie looks incredible. That movie looks like it's going to put Thor on the dark world. Thor is going to be in the black world. There's not going to see him. The next Captain America movie looks really good, and I'm very excited to see that. I think that's going to be an incredible movie. But, you know, I mean, the first Captain America, again, an origin story, an introduction to the character. You're taking a character that's very old school. I mean, my father grew up loving Captain America. My father grew up with all his comics. This is a very old character, and in a world where people are in love with the anti-heroes, you know, the guys that are not goody two-shoes, they kind of bend the rules but don't break them, or they'll break them for the greater good. It's hard to pass a goody two-shoes character to be likable. I think they did a pretty good job with that in Captain America, the First Avenger. I think they did a pretty decent job with that in Superman, Man of Steel. Because those traditionally are goody two-shoe characters, and you can't change them. You really can't. You can mold them a little bit. You can kind of bend them, but you know what I mean? But you can't just come out and have Captain America or Superman doing... I mean, Superman killed somebody. That in and of itself is a big step, you know? And to me, that didn't bother me as much as it bothered most people. I think when you're a superhero, you got to kill a villain every now and then. It's just... There's just no other way. But Captain America is a goody two-shoe. And I think they pulled it off in the first Avenger. The Winter Soldier looks like a whole nother level. I'm dying to see that. But I like the first Avenger. I thought it was a good movie. I liked the old theme. I thought Christopher Evans did a solid job. I thought Hugo Weaving did not give one of his best performances. Again, much like Thor, it's just an intro character, an origin story, and it was used to basically bring him into the Avengers, where both him and Thor gained more popularity, and you can see that with Thor and how successful the Dark World is, and I think Captain America is going to be more successful than that, just because you know, the way that trailer looks, the way it's set up. So, but that's it. That's a very, very simple review. There's really not much to tell because the movie's not brand new. It's old. We've all seen it, but I just think that this movie had a little bit more meaning to me than Thor did because of the underdog. I love underdog stories. Captain America, there's no bigger underdog than him. I know Steve Rogers started off as a little asthmatic nobody and became something bigger. And when he became something bigger, rather than take that and be selfish, he used it to fight for his country, and I can't think of a more noble thing. So for me, that's what made the movie. For me, that's what made it so good. Tommy Lee Jones is great. Just horrible. I know her name, but I can't think of her right now. But she's hot too. Oh, and here's another tidbit. If you watch Game of Thrones, the girl who plays Marjorie is the same girl. She's in this movie. She's the one that makes out with Steve Rogers after he saves everybody in the Hydra prison facility. She's the one that's reading the paper and kisses him, and then he gets caught by the other girl, and she gets all pissed at him. Yeah, Game of Thrones Marjorie. When I saw the movie for a second time, I hadn't seen it for a while, and I saw her there. I was like, "Wow, that's Marjorie," who I think is hot, by the way. So that's just a little tidbit in case in case you didn't know that. If you're a Game of Thrones fan and you know who Marjorie is, she's the one that's supposed to marry King Joffrey. She's in Captain America. She's the one that makes out with him after he saves all the prisoners. So, all right, so that's it, guys. That is my Phase 1 Marvel review for Captain America. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you for the next one. We're going to do Avengers.